Hello, and thank you for being here. Welcome to a commentary channel where content varies. I discuss quite a lot of different topics, so if you just go through my channel, you might find a topic that interests you. Now, over a year ago, I discovered on YouTube, although I'd been watching his documentaries on Tubi even before this, is David Paulides, Paulides. And when he does his videos on YouTube, he holds up a picture of his dog and he says it's Huck TV. So it's a Canam Missing Project, CANAM. Sorry about my accent. And he does Missing 411, and he's an ex-policeman, and he's been doing these stories for so long that he's the man. He's the one who knows, can tell you all the different cases, will explain separation points. I just have found his stories fascinating, and I like to try to analyze sometimes what may be going on. Now, he's just uploaded quite a long video, and it was about a young 3-year-old called Michael who disappeared around 1970 in the US. And Michael was with his dog Barney, I think the dog was called, and they were inseparable. And the father had just gone with a neighbour just to hammer a couple 3 nails in something. So he was only gone for 5 minutes, and when he got back, the boy and the dog were nowhere to be found. But within 15 minutes, the dog came back. It had burrs and stuff all through its fur, and it went to its water bowl, and it was so parched, it drank and drank and drank, and then it went inside, something unusual that it didn't do, and wouldn't come out. So I wonder why the dog's behavior was, why did the dog behave like this? So here's some theories on why dogs behave like that, because often you'll hear a story. This isn't just a one-off. You'll hear a story of a child, even an elderly person, anyone being with their dog, and suddenly they go missing. Sometimes the dog comes back, sometimes it too never comes back. So let's have a look at the different theories that could have happened in this missing 411 strangeness. Number 1, the dog witnessed something traumatic. The dog's actions suggest it may have seen something disturbing. Dogs are incredibly loyal, and this one was inseparable from the toddler Michael. Yet something caused it to leave the child behind and return home alone, exhausted, and seemingly shaken. This could indicate a sudden and unnatural event. For example, the child being taken instantly or vanishing into thin air. The dog attempted to follow but was somehow repelled or forced to leave. The dog was injured, frightened, or disorientated by an unseen force. Now, the second theory is time loss or environmental shift. The dog, in this particular case that David Paulides talks about, the dog returned parched and covered in burrs, which suggests it travelled further than expected in just 15 minutes. Could this indicate a time slip where the dog was gone for longer than perceived? A portal or sudden environmental change where it ended up in a different place before being spit back at? Or the dog being lured away or transported briefly before being sent back without the child? And let's have a look at this case, number 3, the dog's behaviour and unnatural exhaustion. This is one of the most unsettling details. A normally active dog returning, laying down and refusing to move suggests extreme exhaustion, fear, or even a physical effect like infrasound exposure, which has been suggested in missing 411 cases as a way to disorientate or paralyze prey. So that's infrasound, infrasound, or electromagnetic anomaly, which could have affected the dog's nervous system or sense of direction, or a psychic or supernatural force draining its energy or rendering temporarily unresponsive. Number 4, could the dog have been allowed to return? In some missing 411 cases, animals return, but the humans do not. This raises the disturbing question: did an entity, force, or intelligence choose to let the dog go, but not the child or the human? Did the dog escape something, but at what cost? Did the dog resist or fight back only to be rejected while the child or human was taken? Final thoughts. This case, the one that David Paulides talks about, Michael and his dog Barney, the case fits missing 411 patterns: instant disappearance in an unlikely amount of time, an animal behaving abnormally after the event, signs of environmental or physical disturbance, a child taken but the companion animal left behind. The real question is, who or what was responsible, and why was only the child taken? Or in other cases, who the victim, whatever age the victim is, why is only the victim taken? And the other question is, why in some cases do the dogs not return? So what do you think happened? Could you please leave it in the comments for me? I find this fascinating. What do you think? And another thing is, when missing 411 cases happen, they put sent dogs on and they can't find a scent. They can't, or they lie down, they're totally confused. And after some time passes, in some cases, they even get cadaver dogs in, and these cadaver dogs can smell body miles away, and even they don't locate a body. So, what do you think is happening to the victim? Okay, thank you for watching. And I really do want to plug David Paulides. Please, please watch and learn. You can learn a lot. This man, he honors the families of the victims. He aids and helps them try to understand and get closure to what has happened to their loved ones. Thank you again for being here. Please take care of yourself and one another. Please be kind to each other. Try not to judge. And love, light, and blessings. I hope the weekend coming up is a good one for you. Thank you. This will probably be my last talk about Missing 411. I have done other videos on it before. You just have to look through my channel. And I have written 2 books on the subject. Now, I've written over 20 books. If you go to Amazon and you look up my name, Gem with a J, Gem Amber Stone. My books aren't that expensive. All right, bye for now.